And did you see Angel's face when he saw your cat have been upgraded from a Maine Coon to a Sphinx?
You really ought to not damage my things without asking, Fox.
I didn't. Angel did.
At your stage direction. Though why Angel listens to you, I'll never understand.
I fuck his boss. That counts for something, right?
Or perhaps...
Hey, so how about I fill in for Husk till he's back on all fours, yeah?
You haven't had enough debasement for one day.
Technically, all that attempting to steal your soul stuff was yesterday. What does Husk do for you, huh? Pour your shots? Buff your hooves? I imagine they could do with a little spit shine.
You are such a little freak. I knew television would be disastrous for the next generation.
My generation? I always thought we were around the same age. Too young for World War I, too dead or famous for World War II. Or did you dodge a draft too?
Perhaps I'll regale you with my war stories some other time. For now, you can start your duties by starting the show.
Literally never fucking tell me anything. Alright. Good morning, Pentagram City! Welcome back to the A2V Vodcast!
The show's so good, it'll have you dying for a second time.
Yeah, of a perforated eardrum.
You know, listeners, I'm starting to think it's high tide for this little sea urchin to start being nice to me. Don't you think?
That would be like asking a shark to bark.
Don't give me ideas.
Besides, I'm already nice to you. Every second you're walking around not double dead is me being nice.
If that's being nice, then I've practically been a saint to you.
Good thing I was raised Protestant then. Can you believe we've been up all night, Alastor?
Well, you scheduled that murder mystery close enough to midnight, then we did post-show burgers, drove near enough to the other side of Pentagram and back.
And yet, somehow I feel strangely recharged.
Well, it's possible to harvest electricity from radio waves. You've likely been subconsciously siphoning my power all the while we've been near each other, like a little electric parasite.
Oh? Is that why I always feel so good spending time with you?
Obviously, what did you think it was?
Nothing. It doesn't matter.
All right, well, I think it's time for the weather. Take it away, Vox.
This forecast is brought to you by VoxTech's state-of-the-art forecasting instrumentation. Trust us that it'll be a blazing 83 degrees throughout most of the day, with lows in the 70s towards the evening. Clear skies with just a light blood mist projected to settle over the city tonight if the northerly winds over Cannibal Town stay steady. Isn't that all correct, Alastor?
Haha, why are you asking me? You're the one with the big fancy atmospheric something or other diploma. Aren't you confident in your technology?
Of course I am, but it never hurts to double check. No earthquakes? Another tsunami? Tornado?
Not unless somebody pisses off the tornado demon.
We have one of those?
Sure, Pentagram has everything. The tornado demon, the boombox demon, the missing left sock demon, the novelty fuzzy dice demon, she's actually my great niece, and not to mention the authentic Italian pizza demon. Hell, just after extermination we finally got a public subway demon. Its excavations under the Doomsday District have been causing a stir, but supposedly it'll help with traffic. Speaking of traffic...
Pause, rewind. If you have a niece, then did you actually have siblings?
I suppose that's how that works, huh?
Well, go on then. Tell me about them.
No.
Come on, I told you about mine. Or tried to, since you can't shut the fuck up for 5 minutes.
This isn't an equivalent exchange. You blabber all your deepest, darkest secrets to Pentagram City, and I become even more cool and mysterious by comparison. Besides, what's there to tell? They're half-siblings from my mother's previous engagement before she lost her mind and married a white man. I barely knew them myself, though I can only imagine what they think of me considering their grandchild followed in my blood-stained footsteps with the whole radio murder thing. Though, of course, by then, the big thing was disco. Ugh.
Ooh, another fellow entertainment industry serial killer. I'd love to meet her.
No.
Why not?
Because you're not hitting on her. She's... what is the word? autistic.
Well, duh, she's related to you.
What did you say?
I ain't said nothing.
You said something for sure.
You need to get your hearing checked, old man. It's bad. Anyway, since the weather's been sorted out, how's the traffic?
Well, as it turns out, traffic is simply fabulous when your limo companion can switch every light to green.
Of course! It's a privilege of designing practically all of Pentagram's technological infrastructure.
Not all of it.
A couple dozen megaphones slapped onto poles across the city doesn't exactly count. It's my grid.
I don't need to be plugged into your grid to power my radio distribution nodes. If you don't appreciate them, why didn't you just dig them up while I was away?
I have more important things to be thinking about than disposing of your litter. Trust me, if I ran this town, there'd be no more strife, or turf wars, or fucking traffic. I'd overthrow the corrupt Hellsian elite and establish a new world order. One of social equality, affordable healthcare, and a growing middle class.
How would you do that?
By curbing immigration from the other rings, obviously.
That doesn't make any sense.
It will when I have Pentagram in my claws.
Haha, you'll have to get out of mine first. To bring you up to speed, listeners, Vox has temporarily pawned his soul to me to settle a small debt.
Wait. You own Husk's soul?
Obviously. Why else would he be doing me this whole bartending favor? I can't exactly pay him, can I?
I just sort of assumed he was a long-suffering friend of yours, down on his luck.
Well, he's certainly long-suffering.
Yeah, I suppose my first mistake was assuming a guy like you could even have friends.
Oh, hush. I'm not half as terrible as my charges would have you believe. This hotel is a nice gig, all things considered. Plenty of booze, almost no guests. Of course, the management is incompetent, but they're usually too busy creating and then cleaning up some ironic moral of the day to ever bother me up here. Though, oftentimes, Nifty gets stuck in a toilet, and I do have to sort that out.
If I'm gonna be forced to work at this hotel, I'll jump off the roof onto the train tracks.
Oh, don't be so dour. Today will just be a nice little test run for if I ever allow you to join my circus full-time. Husk is very much my side clown, so you have some mighty big shoes to fill if you catch my juggling balls.
Well, if there's ball juggling involved, how could I refuse?
Not funny. Maybe a clown doesn't suit you. Perhaps over the commercial break we can try some contortion, knife throwing, trapeze, lion taming. Are you familiar with Undine? Oh, this will be fun.
This is a bigger mistake than joining that fraternity. I didn't think it was even possible for me to drown.
A very disappointing performance indeed.
I think I saw God. She's a fucking unicorn.
Oh, stop being so dramatic. Come now, let's open the lines. Vox, if you please.
Here.
Oh, it's been so long since someone's actually given us a call. Hello?
Hey, Alastor.
Good morning, my dear.
You know, I've always watched your radio shows.
Oh.
And well, let's just say, I love you.
Oh my.
I love everything you do.
Thank you, but I thought I kindly asked that you never ever call me again.
Yeah, that's nice and all. But, hey, Vox, hey, you take good care of that for me, huh?
I mean, he owns my soul for the morning, so guess I have to.
Yeah, you take real good care of that, huh?
Why did he repeat it like that?
Maybe he doesn't trust that I'm such a high performer, even in the lowest of positions.
Mind yourself, I could always find you a lower one.
I'm nothing if not flexible, sir.
Perhaps my puppets need a hand in the cruise ship's engine room.
Oh, is that what the giant boat in the middle of the fucking hotel is for? Did you jerry-rig the ship's engines to power this stupid hotel? Is that how you've been staying off of my electrical grid? Why is there a wooden mast tied to the boat's smokestack?
Vox, open us a letter.
Alright. God, you're so bossy.
And enunciate as you read.
Ahem. To Alastor and Vox, if you guys could be any of the deadly sins, which one would you be and why? And how would you rule as a sin? Would you be fair to your subjects or make your subjects suffer so much they wonder why they were ever born? From None Your Business. I think we all know Al would be gluttony.
Because of the cannibalism? How utterly trite.
No, I know you hunger for something more than flesh. I just haven't figured out what it is yet. Though it's true you'd probably just fatten up all your subjects to eat them.
Well, if we ignore my bad temper, I'd reckon I'd be the deadly sin of pride.
A pretty little fallen angel. Aww.
No, the true, undisputed king of Pentagram City and beyond.
Technically, being the king of pride isn't a hypothetical. Lucifer is rumored to be pansexual, and his wife left him right around the time you skedaddled. I'm sure if you cleaned up a little and replaced your entire personality, well, even then, wooing the king might be a long shot.
I am not interested in that little rotten apple.
Actually, it's kind of odd how you and Lilith disappeared around the same time. Almost like...
If I'm the sin of gluttony, you'd be envy.
Oh fucking yeah, she's hot as fuck! Kinda two-faced though. For some reason, she blocked me on Vitter.
I mean, you'd be envy in the sense that you're never satisfied, always taking what's unique and refined about others and stitching them into your patchwork cloak of whichever persona suits you for the day.
What can I say? I'm literally artificial.
If you had a bit at all-consuming power, you'd dress yourself as the Messiah and have your subjects worship at your feet. Considering you have some sort of fetish for those, don't you?
No.
Literally before the show, listeners, Vox offered to suck my—
Hey, don't you take that out of context! I would never genuinely want Alastor's gross hooves in my mouth, dear viewers. That's disgusting. Who in the right mind would grovel to this antiquated egotist cosplaying as a used tampon?
You know what?
What?
Bark, shark boy.
Excuse me?
Maybe you missed the last century of public bulletins I've written in blood, but I am the sort of demon who demands respect, especially from my pets.
Well, I have a little something called self-respect. I am not your fucking dog.
Fox, surely you know if you deny a direct order from your soul owner, your soul will rip apart entirely.
I'd rather die than be humiliated by you.
Die then, see if I care.
Alright, fine.
Fine.
Guess I'll die.
Good.
Any second now.
Mm-hmm.
So is like a woof okay, or do you really want me to get into it?
Put your entire Associate of Arts into it.
Fuck, I wish I never mentioned that. Okay, hold on, I'm a method actor. Gotta get on my knees.
Is this a bad time, or?
Husker, you ruined my fun.
Knowing you, that's probably a good thing.
What do you need, dear?
Nothing, just a little behind on my regular chores on
also,
account of
like,
being dead all
Was it the
morning.
bye thing?
Just pretend I ain't here.
I've literally never been so relieved to see that walking manifestation of a piss-stained casino carpet in my entire afterlife.
Alright, maybe pretend I'm a little here.
Ugh, I can't wait for this broadcast to end so I can go back to my swamp and take a bath. I smell like your moth, all the hormones he was throwing off all night.
Really? I didn't notice.
He's very possessive.
Oh. I guess I have a type.
Thank you, by the way.
For what?
For choosing a burger place with a decent vegan option. Usually all they have in the back is a hippie from the 60s they have to thaw out, but fresh vegan with natural blue hair dye is really where it's at.
I don't fuck around with protein.
No,
I go through an entire jar of protein powder every single day.
that's moderately concerning.
How else would I grow these gains?
By exercising?
Ow, please. I get a full body workout at least 3 times a day. Unless Val is tired or like super mad at me.
I command you to stop talking about your sex life.
You have no power here. Alastor the radio demon.
What's that from?
Lord of the Rings. One day I'll tie you to a chair and make you watch the whole trilogy. Extended edition.
Haha, with that funny little imagination, you can make a fine clown after all. It's such a shame that you're out of my clutches, though. I would have ordered you to rub my poor, tired little hooves.
I can throw one more duty in for free, I suppose.
Well, in that case, let your last duty be to read out the names of your sugar daddies, sugar mommies, and other assorted parental figures of delight.
Slightly less fun, but the wonderful support of our patrons is the only reason I can afford to be endlessly tormented by this literal fucking psychopath. Please allow me to send a sword-swallowing, trapeze-flying, ring-of-death-defying thank you to Counterbalance, Vim, Decepticon, Ash Hawthorne, The Night Queen, and LexiPop398.
And a much less dramatic, but no less heartfelt thank you to my dears, Indie Infestation, Creepy Girl NC, Chipped Cup, Reaper Knight, and Alice Liddell.
Patrons get access to exclusive episodes. Watch Alastor and I take a late afternoon stroll through New Orleans, or psychically torture Angel Dust, who's editing this episode right now.
Editor's note, I'd say Vox ought to be sleeping with the fishes. But we all know why Envy blocked him on Vita. We gotta stop letting this guy sleep with the fishes! Okay?
If you can, it really helps to subscribe and stay subscribed to the broadcast on Patreon and Ko-fi so we can pay the team well and make more episodes into the future.
What you waiting for? I ain't working on this shit for free.
Vox, did you ever set up those VoopTube memberships?
I'm working on it. I'm a perfectionist.
You're also hopped up on cocaine. What's taking so long?
I, might have lost one of the tapes.
You lost an episode?
Hey, lost media just happens sometimes. We're gonna be lost media someday too, babe. But don't worry your pretty little ears. I've been slowly training this AI on my phone to mimic your voice and thoughts. It'll eventually recreate this episode within the next millennia or two. Ow! I had Flappy Bird on that thing!
We do not use AI on this vodcast. Not in our audio, not in our editing, and never in any promotional artworks. Got it?
What are we supposed to do now? We can't launch VoopTube memberships with an entire episode missing.
We're going to re-record it.
Now?
Yes. Let's crack open another bottle of your overpriced vintage whiskeys.
Only if you climb up on my lap like last time.
What? Again, with your funny little imagination.
Al?
Yes?
Before we start the re-recording, I have a question.
Yes?
Is Husk, black?
Yes.
How the hell do people get off calling me racist when you have a black guy on a leash?
Again, with the dramatics, I don't treat Husk like a slave.
Yeah, you do.
Husk!
Shame on you. Shame.
Shut it, you conspicuously wealthy Virginia boy. What exactly paid for all those fancy college classes, eh?
My grandfather would have never.